In this Living Righteously series, I'm going to be talking about the Torah and following the Torah and sort of giving you my 2 cents of why I follow the Torah and why it's so important. Now, just like with anything in any society, you need laws to follow. As we can see with our government, we have laws that we do follow that are pretty universal. Laws such as stopping at a red light, going at a green light, laws such as, don't kill anyone or murder anyone, and laws that are in place that if you do these things, if you steal from a store or rob a neighbor, if you do certain things, there are certain repercussions that have to be made. Just like if you park in a specific place or park in a place that's not yours, at least in some places, well, then there are certain repercussions that have to be made. Now, of course, we know that the so-called American justice and American law has been infiltrated by satanic forces. That's without a doubt, because we see it with the police shootings and everything. But the reason I'm talking about this is because just like we follow laws and just like we each follow laws in our specific countries or states or wherever we may be, and we have to adhere to local laws and state laws and country laws, well, our creator Yahuwah has given us laws as well, and he's given us laws to follow, and he's given us very specific laws that we must follow, and the punishments that would happen to the children of Yashara'al or Israel specifically if they did not follow them. Now, why is this important, you may be wondering, is because just like we have laws today, well, he's given his children laws to follow as well. And of course, long story short, they did not follow it, which is why you see much of what you see today. But the reason I'm talking about this is because I want you to see that there's nothing wrong with adhering to the Torah, adhering to the law of our Father, because what you start to find is that there's a reason that we follow laws, and there's a reason he's given us his laws to begin with. For example, a lot of people comment, oh, well, the unclean foods, we can still eat them, such as pork and shellfish like shrimp and crab and lobster and everything. Well, we have to think, well, why did Yahuwah give us these laws to begin with? Why would he give us these laws? Because what many people don't know, and what your science classes will not teach you, is that many of these foods that you see, the unclean foods such as the pork and the shrimp and the ham and everything, all of those foods that come from swine and mice and everything, those foods and those animals, their purpose of these animals is to clean and filter out the earth. They're like what you may call like the rodents. They are to clean out the earth and to keep the earth clean. That is the purpose of why Yahuwah made them. Not only that, but medical scientists, they know darn well that animals like shellfish and pork and all those animals, they know that those animals, and eating food from those animals, you are more likely to get diseases, and they're linked to carcinogens, diabetes, all these specific diseases, tapeworms, cancers. They know that full well. So if they know that, why are they constantly pushing and promoting these bad foods that are scientifically and medically linked to these diseases? Your ham and your bacon and your sausage and all that. They know darn well that those foods are linked to diseases as well as the shellfishes, and they know that their responsibilities, the animals' responsibilities, is to keep the earth clean and to filter out the waste. So when you eat a pig or when you eat swine, you're actually eating the waste that the pig has eaten, whether you want to know that or not. But I wonder why they would keep that a secret, because they know the truth behind it. Not only that, but tithing. Scripture talks very much about tithing in the book of the law. And tithing, whether you know it or not, you can watch my tithing video for more. Tithing is the solution to world hunger. Had the children of Yashara'al followed the tithing commandments like they were supposed to, there would be no world hunger today. And even Yahuwah says in the Torah that he would increase the land and bless the land had they continued tithing every 3 years. But because of this, well, there's no solution to world hunger today, because nobody's tithing. Nobody's giving 10% of their food to help the poor. And speaking of helping the poor, we also see that in the Torah as well. Yahuwah is very specific about being charitable, helping your neighbor, loving your neighbor as yourself, and helping the poor and lending to the poor and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow. Because when you help others, then he helps you. When you help a friend, a helping need in hand, then you are helped as well. But because we're into this materialistic mindset mindset in the governments today, and because they push and promote the materialism and the hedonistic mindset of me, well, that explains why the world is the way that it is today. That explains the selfishness of much of the world, and that explains why there is such world hunger in half the world. And of course, they try to say, oh, support this organization so we can help fight world hunger, when they're the ones causing world hunger to begin with. So we see that the law, statutes, and commandments, that it separates the clean from the unclean, but we also see that it is the solution to a lot of our problems. It's the solution to world hunger. It's the solution to these things. It keeps us healthy, because Yahweh even tells us that the herbs in the ground and all that, and that the earth that he's given us, that is our remedy, not the sorcery known as the pharmacy today, because they know darn well, they as in the elite, know darn well that the pharmacy is only designed to make you sicker and sicker and sicker. And no, I should say designed to make you sicker, and they know that, but they want to keep that hidden from you as much as possible, and they want to keep you enslaved to the system, buying and buying and buying and spending your money on drugs and spending your money on things you don't need, spending your money on Air Jordans and everything. Why? Because it's all a system designed to keep you enslaved. And so Yahuwah has given Yashra all, or Israel, a heritage, not a religion. A lot of times I get, oh, but if you follow Torah, you must be religious. No, there is no religion. What man has done and what the Catholic Church has done is not only created the religion called Judaism, which is Satanism in disguise, but what they've also done is they've brainwashed all of us into thinking that, oh, if you follow Torah, you must be religious. Well, if we all follow laws from the American government. If you follow the laws of the American government, such as stopping at a red light and such as, parking in a specific place when the sign tells you to, does that make you religious? The answer to that is no, it does not. Following laws does not make you religious. So just like following these laws does not make us religion, well, following the Torah does not make you religious either. He's given us a heritage, not a religion. And why is this so important? Because it proves that the Torah is that Yahuwah's word, and the word of Yahuwah is perfect and righteous and just in all his ways, and his word shall never return void. And just like we see with so-called slavery in America, that is the punishment of the children of Yashra because they did not follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Yes, so-called African Americans, so-called black people are the chosen people, whether you want to believe that or not. You can read about that in Deuteronomy 28, because they fulfill all of those curses that you see. But of course, the Zionists have to keep that hidden from you any way they can. But I'm doing this and telling you this is that because, so many people say, well, the law was done away with. It was nailed to the cross, even though our Messiah was not even nailed to the cross. He was hung on a tree. You can read about that in Acts chapter 5 verses 30, Acts chapter 10 verses 39, and Acts chapter 13 verses 29, 1 Peter chapter 2 verses 24, and Galatians chapter 3 verses 13, so that you'll see I'm not making this up. But why is this so important is because he's given us his law. He's given us what he wants and expects. He's given us his perfect law. And just as I'm sharing with you today, following his perfect law will make a better place, as you can see, because it focuses on being charitable. It focuses on helping the poor. It focuses on all these things, and the feast days and the Shabbats and everything. That's part of the heritage and culture of Yashra. And following that does not make you religious. Looking into that does not make you legalistic. It makes you of righteousness. And that's what I want to get out. And I want to weed out these lies and say, oh, well, we can't follow the law because of what man tells us. We can't follow the law because of what Christianity tells us. No, yes, you can, and you can do the best of your ability. Of course, our Messiah, what did he do? He came to fulfill the law. He's the perfect lamb sacrifice. That is why we no longer, that's why the priests no longer do the Levitical priesthood, because Yahusha is our perfect lamb sacrifice who came to atone for the sins of Yashra. So I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's very vital, and share with you why I follow the Torah, which of course are the first 5 books of the Bible, what you normally call Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Like I said, while we cannot follow all 613 commandments, we could do our best with the feast days and the Shabbats as well as the dietary laws. And I hope this has helped you see just why it's important and why we follow it. And hopefully this has helped you. This is Truth Unveiled. Shalom.